Hello, my internet friends. Welcome to Walking and Talking, the show where I walk and talk. Let me just wipe you off real quick. Right now I'm projecting a positive, confident, not articulate, but well enunciated image. Here I am. It's me. Your internet friend. Here to accompany you through 4 hours of life. I mean, imagine it. 4 hours where both of us will continuously have blood pumping through our veins, coursing through our veins, even. And we'll have thousands of heart palpitations. We'll take, I don't know how many breaths, probably thousands of breaths. And who knows how many synaptic firings, probably millions or billions or something like that. All of these things and more will be occurring in concert with each other, in consort with each other, in order to maintain the precarious continuity of our corporal being. Or is it corporeal? And not only will we stay alive, most likely, most of us, you will be able to understand what I'm saying, for the most part. I think. Through this media. I'll be saying things and you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. It's amazing. Excuse me. I just have to pick my nose. It's happening already. Here we are, living. Even that is quite astounding. Think of how much time there was before you were born, and how much time there will be after you were born. After you die, rather. Compared to how much time exists in between your birth and your death. It's an infinitesimally small amount of time. But just by happenstance, here we are, occupying that same infinitesimally small amount of time, both happening to be alive and able to communicate.
Wow.
What should we do with this impossibly rare life that we have? Well, I know what I'm doing. Do you ever get frustrated when you're walking and somebody else is walking at the exact same pace as you, and so you can't get away from them? And so you speed up or slow down? But then, why is it, if it's so exceedingly rare to be alive, it's so incredibly unlikely, then why is it that we're here living and perceiving things and moving through our life? If it's so wildly improbable, like it's got to be on a scale of many billion. It's like one, the ratio of our lifetime to the span of time, assuming the Big Bang theory is true, and that at some time we have the Big Crunch. Either that or the like stasis heat death of the universe. Either way, I think time effectively ends at some point. But the ratio would be like something like 1 to many billions at least, if not trillions. So why is it that I'm alive now and you're alive now, and we're not either not born yet or already dead? I don't understand it. I mean, it has to have something to do with that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to perceive. We wouldn't be able to know. We wouldn't be able to identify ourselves. We wouldn't have the consciousness. We wouldn't have this specific consciousness to say, I'm alive, this is my life. But still, it does really seem like time is passing, Like we can remember the past, right? And I know that I'm so many years old. I'm 34 years old. And So I've lived that many years, which is a lot of days, and I keep growing older and passing forward through time until I'll inevitably die, right?
Zero.
So if it's like, if I'm confused. Like, it definitely seems like my life is passing by. Like I'm moving through my life from birth to death. There's a linear feeling of time going on. But if it is our specific consciousness is that are somehow tying us to this present experience of being alive, of perceiving, then why is it that we would still feel this passage of time? I don't know if I'm not quite able to articulate this right. But, you know, it's incredibly unlikely that this experience of all of us being alive right at this moment is pure luck. You know? I can't be attributed just to pure probability that none of us happen to be not born yet or already dead. Or is it? And so, yeah, of course, if we weren't born yet or if we were already dead, we wouldn't be here to observe our non-existence. So in that sense, I'm looking at a bunch of dead worms, like, floating around in that water. They're like stuck to the bottom. Just a pile of dead worms. They're no longer around to observe their own sentience. If sentience is an appropriate word for an earthworm, I'm not sure. Maybe not. So, in the sense that before birth and after death, we're not around to talk about our own existence, or to observe it, to experience it. To witness ourselves, or anything else for that matter. Excuse me. Then, in effect, it's as if there's something eternal about this life. You know what I'm saying? There's something. It's as if there must be something eternal about this consciousness that we are occupying now. Like, it's now. It's as if, logically, in the linear sense of time, it only happens to be right now. But in light of the fact that there's no, there wouldn't be a consciousness outside of it, or at least there wouldn't be this consciousness outside of it. It's like there is actually something eternal about now, about our consciousness, about being alive. Does this make any sense to you? It only barely makes sense to me. I can barely even wrap my head around this. I'm trying. And so think about also not only how improbable it is that you and I are alive at the same time, how improbable, I mean, assuming you're not watching this, like, at some point after I've died, which is possible. But regardless of that, how improbable is it that you're hearing this right now, that we're having this conversation? not conversation, monologue, whatever, that this communication is happening? How improbable is it that you're doing this right now, that you're having this experience exactly? I guess in some ways it's just not. In some ways it's completely mundane because everything is equally improbable, and we just don't think about it. It's only the fact that I'm calling to attention the improbability of this particular instance that we should even think to consider it. It's like this is kind of like stumping me almost. It's hard to talk about. It's making me want to stop talking. It's actually making me want to stop thinking. I just feel a little bit stuck on like why this experience right now. Out of all the possible configurations of the universe, why this one? And it sounds kind of dumb because, of course, why not? Why not? Maybe it is the case that our self-perceived specialness, uniqueness, is actually a result of our perspective. That is, we are humans, and we can observe something very unique about that. So for instance, the human brain, I said this before, I believe, is the most complex piece of matter that we know of in the universe. And so that's like outstandingly unique. And we say that we humans are the most intelligent beings that we are aware of in the universe. And that's also exceedingly rare, Why would that just happen to be the case? Out of luck? All these things would be just too improbable to attribute to just luck, right? But perhaps it is the nature of our intelligence, the specific, the specific quality of our perception and our intelligence that causes us to see ourselves as the most intelligent. Like it's a specific configuration of brain that is actually able to perceive itself. Or mind, maybe I should say. Because the brain can't actually perceive itself. The brain has a piece of matter. You can never actually see your own brain. Or even sense it, really. Only you can sense what comes into your sensory